Welcome to Deep Thought. Can you defend your viewpoints on public topics? Can you defend them? You know, one thing I don't like, when people comment on stuff, when they make definitive comments, like, and they stand strong on it, and they'll say they'll offer like one word or a sentence on a topic. Well, I support that. I believe this. I was like, okay, can you defend that? You saying something, but can you go beyond a sentence? Like, one of the reasons on here on this particular channel, I say I don't mind dissenting opinions or dissenting viewpoints. All I ask is you just don't give me a sentence. Explain why you have a viewpoint on something. Because honestly, I want to learn. I've always said I'm not perfect. And I like when I get somebody who can have a different viewpoint or something and they explain it. Then I'm like, okay. But then when somebody comes on and says, well, I don't agree with that. Okay, how come you don't agree with that? What's your experience? What have you done studies? What have you done? Have you done specific research? And that's all I'm saying. You know, if you were in a court of law, you can't just say, oh, this is what I believe. You got to say, okay, what's the evidence? Do you have testimony? Do you have witnesses? You know, if you're in an academic setting, say you're a PhD, you're writing a thesis, you have to defend that thesis. You can't just say, well, I believe this. No, you got to get in front of a panel and explain why you came to these conclusions. You know, on my book, Nice Guys and Players, I never forget, this was about 2000, when was it? 2003, 2004. I was at an academic conference and they didn't tell me. I was on a panel with some other PhDs and they actually challenged me on everything I wrote in my book. They challenged my research, everything. And I was just like, wow. And I had to do that challenge without expecting to do so. First of all, I didn't expect to be on that panel. So these some PhDs now. They had their credentials, published papers, everything. They challenged me. And I held my own. I defended basically the thesis I put forward in my book. I defended it. They ain't know my real educational background though. They know who they were messing with. But here's the thing, I could defend it. I could say, okay, I say this because of this, you know? Like on my main channel, when I talk about body game, I don't just say, hey, I do it for this, you know, I do it because they work for me. There's been many times I've shared studies, even though I take them with a grain of salt, but I say, you know what, some people don't. So I shared the studies. I've shared videos of other people. I've shared eyewitness testimony or people's testimonies. I've done a lot of that. So it's something I can defend. And anything I state publicly, I can defend it. Anything I state publicly. And I've noticed sometimes sometimes people ask me to talk about something. I know I don't do requests, but there are times people, even on my private sites, Patreon sites, people ask me to discuss something. I'll say, you know, I don't have any experience with that. You know? But my bottom line is I can defend it. But see, what we have out here, we have a lot of people commenting on stuff and they don't know about it. They don't know about it. They can't say why they supporting this program, why they supporting this politician. You know, they can't say specifically. They just say, oh, they just following along. And it's nothing wrong with having your viewpoints. And it's not saying the viewpoints are right or wrong, because right or wrong is relative, as I always say. It's right for the fox's point of view to go into the hen house and eat that hen. But it's right from the hen's point of view to keep that fox out. It's just like, can you explain why? Now, it's not saying, like I say, it's not saying it's correct or not, because ultimately everything depends on your perspective. But can you at least say in an intelligent manner, this is why you support this program, this religion, this political system, this subculture, this way of living? whatever, and especially on public topics. Because one of the things I've noticed some, some YouTube channels will do, especially in the political area, they will question members of who support particular candidates, particular political ideologies, and everything, and they can't really explain it. And I'm like, come on now. I don't have to agree with you, but at least give a logical explanation on why you do that. Because people, we're going to get challenged. I'm going to get challenged. I get challenged. Shoot, I get challenged on body game all the time. And other stuff that I'll talk about. I was like, no, this is why. This is why I support it. And then this is other people who support this. Now, there's not saying it's right or wrong even then. Because maybe somebody else, they could say, well, this is why I don't support it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. That's why a lot of times people will try to sway me with the argument, and I'm just like, well, I'm familiar with that. Now, if I'm not, I'm like, oh, let me look into it. But everybody has to be that way. Don't follow blindly. That's why even with everything I talk about, what do I say? Go out and try it. Seriously, I say, don't just follow me. Go out and do your own research. No matter what I talk about on here, what I talk about on my money channel, what I talk about on my main channel. I tell guys, hey, hit the gym. Just hit the gym for a few months, see if you get any changes. On my money channel, I talk about saving money, building up your money, managing your money. Try it. In fact, you should manage your money anyway, especially in this day and time. And I talk about that because I'm like, okay, this is why I'm doing this video right here, but not, not in a living room just doing an audio. Because it worked. My money-making philosophy worked. It worked for me. And when I first started really employing it, and that's another conversation, but I tried it. It was based on what somebody else wrote. And I looked at it and said, let me try this. Let me not just jump into it. Let me look into it. Like, oh, wow. Okay. Man, this should be taught in schools, but that's something for my money channel. But seriously, if you're going to express something, if you're going to talk about something, go and just say, okay, this is why. This is why I feel this way. This is the research I've done, especially if you're going to do it in a strong way, because it's worse. Now, if you're just saying, okay, I'm not sure or something like that, okay, just say that. Like I specifically say when I use the word think, I say, I think. I always follow it with, I got to do some research. I think this might be the case, but I got to research it more. Everybody should do that, even for small things. Why are you eating the foods you eat? Like, why you like, oh, I just like it. Well, it worked for you. You just say that, okay? You feel more energized. You feel good. You feel more energized, Why you adopt this thing. Like I remember on my main channel, I say something about gradually going vegan. Now somebody say, hey, no, don't do it. And, they present it like, well, check out this video. But reason why, because I personally have known people for decades who live that lifestyle and it works for them. I mean, shoot, in the periods I've gone vegan, I've actually felt better, cleaned out and everything. And, and a lot of times I'm just, it's healthy. And it's, because I stay healthier because of just, limiting the amount of meat I eat and just bringing more vegetables, more fruits and vegetables. But research. So I don't just follow like myself. I don't follow blindly. And everybody has to be that way. That's why I say, no matter what I say, check it out for yourself. Verify it for yourself, no matter what I say. In fact, don't believe anything I say until you verify it. How about that? Because I'm the same way. If I'm going to adopt something, I say, okay, let me look into it. Let me study. And I've told people that they'll tell me something. I say, let me check it out first, okay? I'll get back to you on it. And sometimes I will study something and say, it's actually a good thing. It's valuable, just not for me. And I've said that too. But at least study it, Like, okay, let me use the example of body game like I talk about on my main channel. You know what? You might study it, you might lift, do some stuff. and you didn't really need it. You might say, you know what? I don't really need it. Ladies like me who I am. Okay. Go with it. You might not try it at all. Say, well, for what? I'm getting plenty of ladies. Okay. At least say that intelligently, you know? Because, you know, when some people, they just dismiss some or they hear information, and I need to do something on that. I'll do that next week. But anyway, I want y'all to really think about that. Whatever your viewpoints are, at least be able to say you can successfully defend them, intelligently defend them, no matter what. No matter what. All right? No matter what it is. All right? So, I want y'all to think on that, and I'll get back with y'all tomorrow. Peace and blessings.